And this is going to be how to find grips part 2. And I'm going to make this as clear as possible. Okay, I'm going to use, this is better than me showing you how to do it, in my opinion. I'm going to use a slow motion. I'm going to look at a couple of different players. We'll start with Roger Federer here. Here's Fed, and there's his contact point. Everything that I said in that video, you can go back and watch it. I'll link it down in the description, how to find grips. You're going to take your racket with your left hand, put it to your side where your contact point is. Let's just say his left hand is gripping that racket, and his right hand's going to come up and grip the racket because that's where his contact point is. So you grip it right there, and there you can see his grip. There's his contact point. That's why his grip is there. If he moves his arm up to grab that racket at that contact point, and if he plays a continental or a full Western, it will not feel right. It will not work. He will not hit the ball as effective, or probably not effective at all. And we're going to see that in the next video. So we can say here, we'll just call it, for the technical terms, we'll just call it an Eastern of some sort. You can see he's more of a straight elbow because that's what happens when you make contact at that position that he's in. You can't see it in this video, but it's probably farther out in front. So let's go to the next video with Iga Swiatek. Okay, here is Iga Swiatek. Now, we do the same thing with her. We can see the difference here. Looks like more of a semi-Western Western. Here's the contact point. If I took my racket and I put it there at the contact point and I grip the racket, you can see what happens. There's a bent elbow. It's a different contact point than Federer. And that creates the grip. If you don't get this, there's really no way any other way to explain it. Why is there contact point there? Well, because it's in here. It's in her brain. How she receives the ball. How she receives the ball over time. Now let's look at another forehand, just to really, let's see if I can find a. Okay, now this is off of a feed. The coach just fed that ball to her. Easy feed. There it is again. Okay, and off a volley. Low ball, off a volley. Look at that contact point. Now, if it was straight, if her elbow was straight, she'd be making contact somewhere up here. If this was Federer, not down here like this, not with this racket like that. But that's how she does it. That's how, that's the way she receives the ball. That's why it's really hard to change this, because to change the way a player receives a ball in their brain is frankly it's just hard to change, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. She's the #1 player in the world. What more evidence do you want? Oh, he swings so fast I couldn't even get a good clip of him here. Here's his head. Here's the racket head. There's the grip. All right, looks to me like he's using the Eastern. The great topspin man. Straight elbow. Same as Federer. Okay, this is the same as Federer. It just looks a little bit different, but it's the same. Way out in front. You can see Swiatek was here. Was more here. That's why I created the grip. If you take his right hand, the racket in his right hand, put it to the left there, put it right there. Hold the racket just like he's holding it with his left, but with his right. Bring up the hand to that position. That's the grip you're going to get. Here he is in another position. You can see it's pretty much the same, different situation. I'll back it up here. You can see the contact point there. You can see the grip. You can tell this. It's hard to see here, but you can see that you can see it. The racket's a little bit more out in front. Very similar to Federer. Very similar to Nadal. Very similar grip. Here's the ball coming, so you can see it. Jack Sock. No, I don't think he plays anymore. But let's take a look at him here, because he's got what would be perceived as a odd or weird forehand, and you can see the grip. Again, it was hard to get a freeze frame of him as well, but this is the best I can do for now. Here's his contact point, and you can see his grip. It's a little bit semi-western, more towards western, and it's out in front, pretty far out in front. And really, I mean, if you really want to get into what the big difference is, I mean, each one of these contact points are a little unique, but it's the elbow. It's the position between it's the ball position between the ball and the body. How the distance. But you can do it for yourself. I've explained ad nauseum how it's done. Here's another shot. You can see it again. See the difference? Go back and watch Nadal. Nadal will not hit with this same distance between the racket head or the face and the body. It'll be more out, extended more. Can you argue just because Nadal, myself, and Federer are hitting the way we do, does that make us better tennis players? I don't think so.